Hello there, viewers. It's been a long time since I've LP'd a Megaman game now that I've thought about it lately. So, I thought I'd take a look back at an old favorite. A while back I did Mega Man 1 through 6 all on stream for you guys. So it's only right that we continue on with Mega Man 7. Nice how it picks up where Mega Man 6 left off, and I like how the intro theme there is even the end credits theme from Mega Man 6. Sort of tying that in, just like Mega Man 2 did, with its intro being the music from Mega Man 1's ending. Neat how they do that. So yeah, Wily's in jail, but he was ready for this. He had his bases covered. Dr. Willy. Yeah, there's still got some typos there. Okay, Mega Man 7. The first and really last and only classic series game on the Super NES, unless you want to count Mega Man Soccer, which I myself... Oh, damn it. Which I myself didn't have much of a problem with, but I know a lot of fans of the series did not like Mega Man Soccer at all. But starting up the game here, we first get somewhat lengthy cutscene, as opposed to most games in the series, which drop you right into the action. This game also introduces us to Otto, which is that green robot driving the truck there. Presumably Dr. Light's had this robot. This is like another of Dr. Light's helper robots. Presumably he's had it for a while. This is just the first time he's appeared in a game. Alright. Let's go kick some rogue butt. Oh, never mind. More cutscene. Well then. Okay, now we actually get started with the game here. Probably, this is somewhat of a polarizing game in the series, I've noticed. I, for one, really like this game, and so do a lot of other people I've talked to. Other people think this is one of the worst in the series. And one thing a lot of people point to is the how how big Mega Man is on the screen compared to the 8-bit games. But here's our mini-boss, the Mad Grinder, which we saw in the intro, which, you know, he was huge on that screen, where he looked about as big as the other buildings, but here he's much more manageable. People have also criticized this game for looking cartoony, which that part I never understood. I felt it always looked this way. It's just got a 16-bit coat of paint, which I thought looked amazing. Like I said, I wish they had done more Mega Man games like this. Oops. And I'm too busy talking, and I'm getting off track. This is our first meeting with Bass in the series. You better tell me who you are? Weird placement of the question mark. Yep, we're introduced to bass and treble, or forte and gospel as they're known in Japan. I like bass and treble better just because the two names go with each other better as far as the musical theme naming is concerned. Okay, anyways, that was our intro stage. This game sort of follows... Okay, it's got an intro stage like the Mega Man X games had before it, and then it's like the Game Boy games, where it only gives you 4 Robot Masters at the start, and then after we defeat these 4, we get a second wave of them. I myself think the best one to start with is Burstman here. He's got a pretty cool-looking stage with a funky background there. We got the trapdoor platforms back, which make a return appearance. And some really nice music, too. I do really like the soundtrack in this game as well. Of course, as I've said many times before, Capcom was really on point with their Super NES soundtracks. A lot of their games during this era had incredible soundtracks. This, Mega Man X 1 through 3, Breath of Fire 1 and 2, Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah, there was a lot of good music there during that time. We do have Rush Coil here, which is what I use to get up here. This game has also become very rare. At least the North American version of this game. It's very difficult to find. I usually see it for at least $80 to $100 online. It's one of those games that, ironically, if you import it, it's a lot cheaper. And that is the version I actually own, is the Famicom cartridge. But it did get released on the Wii U Virtual Console. So at least modern players have that option as well. So we got this purple water here, which you float in rather than sink. We'll be taking advantage of that a little bit. And we also have a Yoku block segment. What Mega Man game would be complete without it? Fortunately, this stage is... the one it gives you here is not too hard to deal with. We'll see these lettered circuits plates throughout the first 4 levels that spell out Rush. Crud. That meddling Met kept me from moving. Damn it. We don't want to... You do notice if you drop into the water, you do sink a little bit, and I don't want to sink so far that I go down and hit the spikes. That will be bad for business. Mostly just gotta be patient through this section. And here we are. So Burstman I don't think is too terribly difficult, but his big thing isn't really damaging you, it's rather going to be about trying to force you into those spikes up on the ceiling. Those little bombs that he has floating in his bubbles there. They don't deal much damage, at least. Again, getting trapped in the bubbles and forced up into the spikes are what you really have to worry about here. And there he goes. Now, one neat thing here is, when you get the weapon, you have a little conversation with Dr. Light that talks about what the weapon does. That's pretty cool. In the Japanese version, though, it was random. You would talk to Dr. Light, Roll, or Otto about the weapon. And sometimes Roll or Otto would have some other interesting things to say. They took that out of the American version, though, which is kind of unfortunate, I thought. Anyways, we've got his weapon, the Danger Wrap. Next, we move on to Cloudman. He almost looks like he's giving me the finger there. I don't like that. Here we see the return of the up and downs, or at least a variant of them, which we've seen in other games. This guy, we need to shoot him to get past here. And when we do that, though, he makes it rain. If we could manipulate this guy a little bit more if we came back with a different weapon, which I'll probably show off later on. Oh, these guys drop thunderbolts now. Now, these are familiar for those who know of Mega Man 2. This game had a lot of neat little throwbacks to older games in the series, and this is one. These little cloud platforms ridden by those lightning guys in Airman's level. This area can be a bit treacherous, since because of the low visibility, we can only see the platforms when we're close up to them. But we can see a raised platform up there. Which takes us up to this area. And we get another letter. Oh. Yeah, Pippies, if you recall, from they make a return as well. As well as the Sniper Joes here. These guys also, come to think of it, if you shoot the bottom half of them, the part that separates are a lot like the Bumby Helis from Mega Man 1. We climb up here. And we can say hi to Proto Man. Unfortunately, it won't be for a while until we have access. Until we fight the guy who gives us the fire weapon, and the woods that he's referring to. There are 3 hidden places that Proto Man appears in this game, and there's a special item we can get if we encounter all of them. This area, another neat little throwback. We got these guys, the fan guys. This segment is pretty much like Airman's level from Mega Man 2. With the fan fiends and the Pippies. Here we are at Cloudman. You know what? I kind of wanted to fight him with the Mega Buster because it is way too cheap to fight him with his... Fighting the Robot Masters with their weaknesses in this game, a lot of them, it just forces them into this really easy pattern, which makes the fight a complete non-issue. I kind of want to fight him the right way. Whoops. So he's got wind, he's got rain, he's got lightning. He's also got dead. So this weapon is called the Thunder Strike in the Japanese version. For whatever reason, they changed it to Thunder Bolt in this version, in the American version. No clue why. For those of you who saw my playthrough of the Power Battle, they did change it back in that version. But it is a really nice weapon. The electrical bolt you fire off of it, it's pretty much the same as a fully charged Mega Buster shot to most enemies, so very nice weapon. Anyways, on to Junkman's level. This is kind of nice, kind of neat here. We got little Famicoms hanging in the background there. Well, actually, very big Famicoms. Then we got cockroaches. And because I didn't really show off the Robot Master weapons before, we should do that here. With the Danger Wrap, if you hold down while firing it, you'll drop the bomb on the ground. So, which makes this a pretty versatile weapon, actually. Yeah, so we can... Weaker enemies we can trap in the bubbles, which we can then throw into other enemies. Kind of requires a little bit of dexterity, though. And there's a Thunder Strike in action. And as Dr. Light hinted at, it can power some machines. The ones he's referring to are in this level. You know what? I kind of want to go for that. For that health. But I also don't want to get crushed against the ceiling there. But by doing that, that gives us the Rush Jet. Yeah, you find it as an item in the stage rather than after defeating one of the Robot Masters. We can turn this machine on as well, which, oops, I accidentally turned it off again. Powering up these magnets, as well as the lifts, which is not doing me any favors here. Damn it! I didn't realize I could destroy that. Don't get off that. There, okay. Oh! Okay, I thought I could go up in there, but apparently not. Okay, fine, viewers. Still want to destroy that because it also destroyed those Gabioles that make these, that would have otherwise made these jumps a problem. You know what, we got Rush Jet now, so let's go ahead and take advantage of that, if the game will let us. Oops. Rush, no! Get back here! Bad dog! Okay, he works like he does in most of the other games. He just starts moving forward as soon as you hit the button. As soon as he starts moving. These guys look like the footholders for Mega Man 1. Fortunately, they're not as difficult to deal with. Though you do have junk falling from the ceiling, which, if it falls on top of one of them, it'll annoy them and then they'll start shooting at you. Okay. Okay, Junkman. Again, using his weakness here will just force him into a pattern that doesn't really give us a chance to see what he can do. Oops. Yeah, we want to... I keep forgetting we want to slide under that junk shield when he throws it at us. When he stomps the ground like that, you want to jump because it'll shake the ground and stun you for a minute. Got him. Okay, so junk shields are really useful. It's your typical shield weapon that most Mega Man games have. This one I really like. It doesn't protect you from a lot of projectiles, but against most enemies it lasts a pretty long time, so you can stand up against a lot of enemies, deal a lot of damage this way. Anyways though, this looks like a good place to call this a video. I'll see you guys later as we continue Mega Man 7. See you guys later.
I'm playing a game.